Welcome back. This season has seen many changes at Tri-City Speedway, from different headlining divisions to even a new race night. At the helm is a new management team who volunteered their efforts in order to continue a racing program at the high-banked half-miler.
Yeah, I mean, either we're really dedicated or just too dumb to know any better. I don't know, but yeah, myself, Tim Ingles, Jimmy Dutko, and Chad Wagner. I mean, we're race guys, and when H&H approached us and said kind of this was what the deal was, we kind of collectively got together and said, well, that's not going to be an option, and we need to make some changes. And the business aspect of us was always a business plan that doesn't evolve is a business plan that fails, and the business plan that we had in place was not going to work. And I mean, we're going to go down with the ship, but I mean, things are certainly better. They're not as good as we want them to be, but they are better now than they were last year.
H&H Motorsports not only has a group of people dedicated to improving the Speedway, but one that has a great deal of experience.
Last year I was employed at the end of the year as the marketing director, the same position I have now. Tim Ingles has always been, had some influence. Chad Wagner worked in the office last year, and Chad has a lot of experience. He ran did a lot of the management stuff at Sharon Speedway for many years. And Jimmy Dutko is the race director here, and was the race director and is the race director at Mercer and the race director at for Fast Track. So I mean, it's just a bunch of racing people. We've got a decent amount of experience. I probably have the least amount of experience, but I certainly just do it for fun, I suppose, I guess.
The change from Sundays to Fridays was criticized by many. However, the decision was not made on a whim. The survival of the track depended upon it.
In this economy, and you have to look, it's unbelievable what you can see a difference this year being Friday night, people that get paid once a week or people that get paid every Sunday night, you're at the end of the line. Everybody sort of spent their money, and in this tough economy, you have to be proactive if you want to be a success. And I know a lot of people don't understand that they think we've made a terrible mistake. And let me be the one to tell you, if it worked, we wouldn't have changed. I mean, it's that simple. If Sunday night and sprint cars and modifieds were the answer, it would still be Sunday night and sprint cars and modifieds would be the answer. I want to reiterate that to people because people don't understand. We're not stupid. I mean, some people may think we are, but if that worked, we wouldn't have changed nights.
The switch to Friday nights and now running late models as the premier division puts Tri-City up against Lernerville Speedway for teams and fans.
Well, the decision on Lernerville, or to run against Lernerville, if you would, we don't run against Lernerville. There's enough cars to go around. The decision is really this. You mentioned Lernerville. They're getting 18, 19, or less modifieds on a Friday night. Sharon has struggled to get 15. And modified guys, there aren't that many of them, and there really aren't that many of them that are willing to race 3 nights a week, even 2 nights a week. There is a lot of late models in this area. I grew up a Central PA guy. The sprint cars are galore. There's enough late model talent here to support the tracks that run them. Saturday night there's 2 nights. There's just enough cars, but the quality of cars it's unreal, and we're just happy to have it. 2 weeks ago we had Lux, Knight, Blair, Barton, and David Scott all in the same heat race. That's not bad for $10.
In recent weeks, we have seen tracks reduce their payouts and alter their schedules. Big shows like the recent ULMS event at Tri-City and their World of Outlaws late model doubleheader in September helped to pay the bills. However, Joe believes more needs to be done in the community.
I really think the moral of the story is just, this is me begging, just please go support local racetracks. I know a lot of you people like to get on the internet and complain about them. If you don't get out your moldy money and go support a local racetrack, what are you going to have to complain about? This is such a great, race fans are the best people in the world, and I understand they get cantankerous and persnickety once in a while, but right now in this time, everybody's on the edge. And just, go, I don't care where it is, whether it's Port Royal or Sharon Speedway or anywhere in between, just go support a local racetrack, because times right now are really, really tough. And I think you could probably collectively see the car counts, the crowd counts across, at least in Western Pennsylvania, they've really suffered. And instead of, banging on one another, I think we really need to stick together and try to work together in the future. There are a lot of race cars out there. We just need to try to make it in the best interest of the racer and the fan.
Even with all of the changes at Tri-City this year, there is always a goal to keep Tri-City viable for years to come.
Well, my wife, and I love her so much, doesn't understand why we meet every Monday night for about 3 hours. We have to go over everything as a fine-tooth comb where we can be more efficient. And the other thing, outside of Lernerville Speedway, in Western Pennsylvania anyway, you name me one track in the last 5 years that hasn't changed owners and or management multiple times. This is a very, very tough deal, and everybody looks at, oh, you make so much money, but the operating expense is huge. I mean, you look at what happened at CPS. They simply could not afford to take on that debt to repair the racetrack, a great facility, and have the day-to-day operations. This is fun for everybody, but it's not fun when you're operating at a loss.
Although critics predict doom and gloom for the Speedway, loyal fans have shown their support with their voices and their wallets.
I would say overall it is positive, and believe it or not, the crowd is actually up on Friday night. The car count's not quite where we want it to be, but we've made some mistakes in the past that we're trying to get out from underneath. But overall, I think people are pleased because I think for the most part, most of the fans that you see here in the stands tonight and every Friday night, they're not the ones saying bad things about your racetrack, just like any other. It's the people that aren't there that say the bad things. I think the people that truly love the racetrack, we could race shopping carts, and there would be the Tri-City people that are here. 1954 is a long time ago. This place shut down once, and they don't want to see it happen again.
With the change to Friday nights, I hope I can make it up there again this season. Good luck to Joe and the rest of the management team. Coming up next, the rains on Friday didn't stop the racing at Dog Hollow Speedway this weekend. Sunday night highlights when we return.
The Marine Corps Reserve and Toys for Tots present the second annual Toys for Tots Christmas in July Car Cruising. The cruise comes to WHVL TV in State College Saturday, July 16th, across from McDonald's in the Nittany Mall. Log on at WHVL.com for all show classes with music by Loman. The second annual Toys for Tots Christmas in July Car Cruising. Please bring a new unwrapped toy. Let's go cruising for the kids.